Hello, and welcome back to Factorio. Play, load game T2, load. Okay, so last time we were going through some electric train mods and I was interrupted. That was 2 days ago for me. Anyway, I'm back now. Who'd have thought that getting one child to bed could take 2 days? Anyway, here we are. So we'd done electric train with an N. We were looking at electric trains with an S. This train seems to need some fuel. Okay, so it needs something that looks like a capacitor or something that looks like a battery. So I guess we should get a battery in. Okay, so I'm wondering what they're made in. Okay, so we have battery charging station. Fair enough. That's for charging up batteries, presumably. Let's make an assembler. Okay. All right. And what recipes do we have? Okay, I'm looking for a recipe that makes something that looks like a battery. Maybe I need a battery charging station to make a battery. It's not in a combat, that would be a crazy place for it. Where are batteries? Have I gone blind? Okay, so it's a normal battery pack. Oh, battery pack, sorry. Battery pack requires 2 steel plate and 15 batteries. So that must be the thing we need to make. Okay. So, let's have a go at making these. We will do the cheaty thing. Okay, so if we go to Creative Tools and a matter source, it needs to have where are the normal batteries? There. Yep, so that's a battery pack. Okay, normal batteries are made in chemical plants. There's that, and then steel. Batteries and steel. Awesome. And then we'll insert those. I think we could probably use a normal inserter. How long does this take? 10 seconds. Yeah, so we could have used a normal inserter. Okay, so that's going to make a battery. Okay, so we could feed that into... Whoops! That was foolish. Let's try again. Apologies. Right, so battery pack. There we are. Okay, so let's get a box. There. Cap to a stack. But we have a battery pack. So let's get our train. Okay, fuel. 1 battery pack. Okay. So I think we set these up to be ping pong. Yep. Inactivity. Pong. Inactivity. Great. And let's look at fuel. Oh! Okay, so the available fuel bar is going down as we move. And then at this station it's being charged up. Okay, so this is, and then it drives around here. This is a normal train stop. Okay, vanilla train stop. It's just stopping there, and the power goes down a bit. Then it stops at an electric stop and starts to charge up. Okay, all right. So, let's change the schedule to remove ping. Okay, will this go around in circles, or do I need to add a second train stop? Yeah, because it's already at Pong. Okay. So ping pong, pang. Okay. Okay, so that's now going to go backwards and forwards between these two normal stops. So the power should wind down. Wonder if it would wind down more if we loaded it up with some... Okay. Okay, so that's doing more work now. I don't know if that means it will go through the... Don't know if it goes through the fuel quicker if it's doing more work. I don't think it does, but it will take longer to get to the stations. Yeah. Okay. So we're just going to let this run around our little Scalextric circuit for a few minutes. Just let the battery run down. Because this is a charged battery, so when you manufacture them, they are already charged. Which is convenient, seems a little odd. So if we just set this up to run between electric train stops, then the electric train stops would keep topping up the charge in the batteries. And for longer journeys, I'm assuming that when it has run out of a battery, that it then puts it into this spent fuel slot, but we will find out in a minute. Oh yeah, so last time I tried to record this roughly at bedtime, well, about an hour after bedtime, and my children were revolting. One wouldn't go to bed and the other one was in bed screaming. Admittedly, he can't actually get out because he's in a cot, so well, actually he can get out. I've seen him climb into his cot, and his cot is easier to get out of than into, but for some reason when he's in it he doesn't think of getting out of it, of climbing out of it. I've no idea why. He's like 2 3/4, so you know he could go in a bed, but it's easier for crowd control if he doesn't. The other one is 6 1/2, 6 3/4, and she's in a bed and she gets herself out when she needs to, and decided that evening that she was going to come knock on my door and require to be put back to bed. Right, we're nearly down. Ah, great. So we have burnt through the charge in this battery. Awesome. So we are now down to no battery. Right. So the battery is... it's burning through this really quickly. So I wonder if it would have burnt through 10 batteries a lot slower. I'm wondering if the batteries are... if it would burn down sort of 10, 9, 8, 7 batteries, or if it would burn 10 times slower through 10 of them. but it's not really worth finding out now. Right, but this is going to go down quite quickly. I was expecting to get a drained battery here because battery charging station, which implied to me that there was some mechanic for charging batteries. So this takes a discharged battery, takes 25 seconds and charges it up. And this is a charged battery, so it can't. Well, we're nearly there, and then hopefully we can solve the mystery of the discharged battery. I'm just going to pull up the mod names on the other monitor. Sorry, I've just rebooted, so nothing is as it should be. Right, so this is... Right. I'm just pulling up some tabs. Okay, so I seem to be able to find electric train with an N. And that is by Magu 5026. This is electric trains with an S, and this is by Degrain. Okay, so this is now flashing light, and we have a discharged battery now that it's gone all the way through. Okay, so can we take this discharged battery, put it in here, and it's charging up. And there we are. We now have a charged battery. Great, okay. Then there's one more thing we can try. So it stacks to 10. So this now has 10 batteries in. Ah, and it burnt through one straight away. So we must have 9 remaining. There's 1 being used. So hopefully this will tick down to 8, at which we'll get 1 drained one, and we'll have 1 being used, if you see what I mean. It seems like it counted the very first one slightly differently to the others. So we'll just let this run. In the meantime, let's tab here. Right. We will load up the next session of Factorio. Because this is batteries not included. Which is also by Do Inlaid. And I get the impression that this is... Right, new game. Don't want enemies. Generate. Yes, we're here. Yes, cheats. Okay. So back here, are we nearly done? Yep, very nearly done. So if at any point I added ping back onto the schedule, then it would charge up. And there's just one more thing I want to test once we have tried this out. Great, so we've now got a discharged battery. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, so can we... Okay, and power and a creative power. Okay, and set the recipe. There we are. Okay, so hopefully when this comes around, it'll stop, take out the battery. That then drives off. This is busy charging up the battery. Great. Then this ping pong is halfway through its 8th battery. Okay, it is now loaded in battery 9 from the charging station. Okay, so that works fine. So this would basically solve your battery charging by just sticking one of these by a stop if you didn't use an electric. Okay, so if we then change this to cool. So I think if I just take the power away there. Okay, so the fuel is burning through that battery. Then around again, around again. And it's an electric stop. Great, and that puts some charge in. And around we go. Okay, and it's doing, I put them in round the wrong way, so it's doing some silly circuits now. And will we end up with a second battery that's burnt through? I think we may. The anticipation. Okay, so that's charging up. That's fine. Anyway, you get the idea. So I quite like this mod. It seems less magical than electric trains. Anyway, I'm going to save this and quit game. Exit. Great, we're now in our third world, and this is the mod batteries not included. So let's do essentially what we did before. So new deconstruction planner, and another deconstruction planner, and a blueprint, because without these things I feel lost. Okay, this looks like a bit of blank world, and let's take that out. Brilliant. Okay, so I'd like some rail, and I'd like to have a look at what we've actually got here. Okay, so normal train stops. Normal train, electric train. Okay, there's no heroics with extra types of wagons. They're all standard. Yep. So this is the fancy train. It's made from electric engines rather than normal engines, and it needs an accumulator. And accumulators need... Oh, we have battery charging station and rapid charge station. Okay, so this crafting speed of 1, this has crafting speed of 2.5. Interesting. And let's look under intermediates. Right, that's our normal battery. Oh, here we are. Charged high performance battery pack. Charged high performance battery pack. Oh, this is manufacturing one from a red and a blue circuit. And this holds 75 megajoules, vehicle acceleration 200. This is this is charged. So you manufacture them. This is a charged high performance battery pack. This is a charged high performance battery pack. But this is manufactured from a drained battery pack, so it's a different recipe. Okay, so that's a drained battery pack, that's a charged battery pack. Okay, this is made from plastic and batteries and red. So you make them drained, you charge them. Okay. Then 5 charged battery packs and some circuits gives you a charged high performance pack. Okay, so this is 200% acceleration, 75 megajoules. This is only 20 megajoules rather than 75 and 160% vehicle acceleration. Okay, so there is a step up, but it's obviously not 5 times, so there's an overhead to making these things. Well, let's have a go. Okay, so let's start off with a drained battery pack. That's the first thing to make, I think. So let's get an assembly machine. Put it down. So we are going to make a drained battery pack, because that's what we would have tech for initially. Okay, and this needs plastic, batteries, and red circuits. Okay, takes 10 seconds. Yellow belt is going to be adequate. Okay, now let's use a creative matter source. So the bottom one, let's make batteries because they're the thing which it consumes more of. Then this is going to be plastic, red circuits. Okay, so then we can use, well, that's probably adequate. And a long-handed, there. Okay. Put that there. Put some power out the way. There we go. And it makes one every occasionally. So out we go. And put that on a belt. Awesome juice. Okay. So the next thing I think we will need to do is charge these. Okay, let's start off. This takes 500 kilowatts of power, crafting speed of 1. This is 1.5 megawatts, crafting speed of 2.5. Let's do one of these initially, because that's what you would have. Okay. So let's open this up. Okay, battery charging station, it just needs the battery put in. Now it's happy. It's a 2x2. Okay, brilliant. How is this going? It's going. Awesome juice. Okay, so we have a charged battery. Now, what can we do with the charged battery? There are basically two things we can do with it. We can load it into a train, or we can upgrade it to a next tier battery. So for the sake of having fun, we're going to upgrade this. Okay, so you would upgrade it to a charged high performance battery. Yeah, and that needs red and blue circuits. Great, and I think blue inserters are going to work here, aren't they? Yeah, that's fine. Right, and it needs 5 of those. Okay, so this is our bottleneck currently. All right. And also I need one of these to test. All right, let's just, I'm going to grab one myself. Okay, so to have a look at the difference in speeds, rapid charge station. Okay, so let's have a look at this. That's filling up. This is vastly quicker, isn't it? Yeah, so the rapid charge station is a lot quicker. Okay, and there's a tier 2. Okay, so we have a charged high performance battery pack and a charged battery pack. Awesome. Okay, let's make some rail. Yay, rail. And unlike the last electric mod, these are just bog standard. Yeah, bog standard stops. Ping pong. An electric locomotive. Okay. Actually, I'd like to do some speed tests. So, there, 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 there. So I'm just throwing down some of these because I'm going to end up putting several trains down. I want to test out. Okay, so this needs fuel. Let's put a charged battery pack in. Okay, and it is going to go ping, pong. Awesome. So that's off. And let's write on board, and then we can get some idea of the speed it's going at. Okay, so acceleration 160%, top speed plus 110%. So that got up to 200 and something. Okay. So how does that compare to a standard locomotive on rocket fuel? Nuclear fuel, sorry. Right, copy, paste. Okay, so this is 115 bonus, 250 tops. And this is 160, 110 tops. Okay, so this is 5% slower than the nuclear fuel train. So the nuclear fuel train should catch it up in a couple of cycles. However, we have another contender, which is this with the high performance battery. Okay, this is 225 plus 200% acceleration. So 250, 115 acceleration. Yeah, so it 200, 125, 250, 115. So this accelerates harder, but has a lower high speed than the nuclear fuel. Okay, so there is a cost to this. Now this is run out of power. And let's have a look. Did it dump out a spent fuel? Yes, it did. Cool. Okay. And of course, now I can't. Let's go in here. Okay, I've got one of those. Okay. So if I wanted to use batteries not included, I would need to have a recharging station. And probably the best way to do that would be to set up one of these by here and do an in-out type thing with it. All right, so that pretty much concludes my whistle-stop tour over 2 parts of some electric train mods. So in order, electric train, that one works by magic. You dump down the magical supplying electricity to trains items somewhere on your electric grid, put trains down, and they just siphon power from your grid. So if all you want to do is not have to worry about fuel logistics and to hell with everything else, that is the mod for you. Electric trains with an S, that has a mixture of a battery mechanic and a recharge at the electric stations mechanic. So for short journeys, you can just rely on station charging. For longer journeys, you would need to set up a charger by the stops to recharge the batteries. This one, batteries not included, is the sort of all singing, all dancing, full mechanic version of electric trains, where you need to supply sensible amounts of batteries. There's a proper mechanic for how to recharge them, and it feels quite well thought through, to be honest. This feels reasonably well balanced as well. The 2 tiers of batteries are good, and at the end of the day, the benefits you're getting from the electricity have the cost that these trains don't have as good a high speed as the trains which are supplied with nuclear fuel. So ultimately there is a cost in terms of performance of this. So there you are. I think in my more science world, I am going to try batteries not included. Hang on, what do I need for a basic battery? Yeah, I've got everything. I think I've got plastic, I've got red circuits, I've got batteries. Yeah, so I'm going to try this. Let's check. I, at the moment, can manufacture these guys. Yes, I can manufacture those. So that's what I'm going to use. That should allow me to get on with my life without needing to do refueling logistics everywhere, which I just can't be bothered with on this playthrough. At the cost that if I want the fastest possible trains, I need to step up to nuclear fuel and fueling logistics. So that's it. Right, so that's where I'm going to leave this. I didn't get interrupted this time. Thanks very much for watching. Apologies that it was in 2 parts, but that's real life. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, tell your friends. I will continue to attempt to put out 1 Factorio broadcast a day. The weekend ones may be at random times because so far the weekend ones are not being properly pre-recorded. But I will endeavour to get out 1 a day as I have been. So keep well, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.